Connect the sems IoT meter to the load and plug it into the main line. The sems meter will show a welcome message and the meter ID. Now you have to connect the sems IoT meter with your nearest Wi-Fi. Configuring your sems IoT meter with your Wi-Fi. Go to the Wi-Fi settings and search for the sems IoT meter. Connect to the sems IoT meter. After you have successfully connected to the sems IoT meter, go to your internet browser and enter boards.io. The internet configuration portal will appear. Here you can connect your IoT meter with your internet connection. You can also reset the internet connection from this portal. You can also see the information of your IoT meter from this menu. Tap Configure Wi-Fi to connect your sems IoT meter with your Wi-Fi network. Here you can see the list of Wi-Fi networks that are in reach with the sems IoT meter. Connect to the closest Wi-Fi network. You have to select the Wi-Fi network and enter the password and save it. After that, your sems IoT meter will be connected to the Wi-Fi. Now your sems IoT meter is all set. After the successful connection, your meter is now ready to monitor your electricity status. Here you can see the voltage, ampere and kilowatt hour rating for your electricity line. The display is added to the meter so that user can monitor directly from the meter, and the meter will also display some useful messages on the screen. First, we will install the sems mobile phone application in this Android phone. The version of the operating system in this phone is Oreo. After the application is installed successfully, we will launch the application from the shortcut created on the home screen of the mobile phone. Opening the application. This is the welcome screen of the sems mobile phone application. User can log in, register and learn how to use the application from this screen. How to use screen. User can easily learn how to use the sems mobile phone application from this screen. Login screen. User can log in into his ID from this screen, and user can also recover his forgotten password from this screen. This is the registration screen for the sems application. User can register here by entering his name, his email, his password and confirming his password, and then pressing the registration button. After the registration, the user will be greeted with a one-time screen. Here user will have to enter his meter ID for the first time. The instruction to add the meter ID is given in the screen. If the user enters the wrong meter ID, the application won't let him enter the application and won't let him use the features of the application. The correct meter ID format is SEMS, all small, followed by the meter number. We can see that our meter has been registered successfully. The application is divided into three portions: status, smart portal and utilities. Here we can monitor the real-time status of our electricity meter. This is the real-time voltage screen. User can monitor his real-time voltages here. Normal voltage ratings are mentioned on the screen. In case of low voltage screen, user will also get warning alerts. For the convenience of the user, a directory for the major electricity supplier is built in the app where user can call them in case of disturbance in electricity. This is the real-time load or ampere screen where user can monitor his real-time ampere. This screen also mentions electricity rating of a fan for a scale. User can get a great idea of how much load his electricity appliances are taking. This screen also has the contact authority button, which will come in handy when the user will face some problem in his electricity. Unit counts. This is the unit count or kilowatt hour used screen. User can view his total used unit here. Total unit used and the unit used this month both can be monitored in real time from this screen. The screen mentions the formula for calculating the units, and the screen also gives an example of bulb so the user can get a great understanding of his electricity usage. Now the real-time watt. This is the real-time watt or power use screen. This screen shows the real-time wattage used. It tells the total watts used by a user. It also tells the average watts used by a user. An example of the ceiling fan is mentioned so that user can quickly understand his usage and understand the terminology of electricity. Now coming to the smart portals, which is very important part of the application. This is the place where user will find his usage report, and user can also set limit on his usage from here. The reports will give user access to today's report, weekly report and monthly report, which will tell user their electricity usage pattern. Today's report will let user monitor his day-to-day usage pattern. The charts are updated in real time. It shows the watt consumes with respect to time. The projected cost of consumed units is also mentioned. This will help user in understanding his daily electricity usage routine, and it will also help user in minimizing the wasteful usage of electricity in daily life. The weekly reports will show the electricity unit used with respect to days. User can compare between the days and see on which day he has used the most and the least electricity. In the monthly reports, user can see a graph showing his electricity usage with respect to months. All those graphs are updated in real time to give the user the best experience of the application. These were the reports, and now the usage alert. Set limits. The set limit menu let the user set limit alerts to his electricity usage. The user can separately set limit on the amps or the unit consumed. User can enter the number of the amps he want to use or the number of unit he want to consume, and then activate the limit. After the limit has been successfully activated and the limit is reached, the user will get an alert from the application. Here is a demonstration for the notification alert system. The limits on ampere that we set was 22 ampere. After crossing the 22 ampere, we can see the application has generated the alert. Some electricity appliances are faulty or short that consume too much amperes. These notification alert will be proven beneficial at that time. Here we can see the usage percentage that we have consumed more than the set limit. By pressing the reset button, we can also clear the limits that we have set. Similarly, we can set limits on the units as well. That was all from the smart portal. Now the utilities. Here user will find the bills and the printer. The bills. The bill of the electricity is calculated by following the ISO standards which are provided on the ISO website. User can see the detail of the bill. All the charges and taxes are calculated precisely. The unit consumed and the cost of the unit, cost of electricity, FC surcharge, electricity duty, TV fees, GST and G surcharges all are calculated by following the ISO standard. By clicking how the bill is calculated, user will be taken to the ISO website where he can calculate his bill and check whether the bill is calculated correctly by the application. And all the ISO standards are also presented on the bill. User can make sure there is no mistake in the bill calculation. Now coming to the printer. The printer is very important part of the application. User can share, save and print his reports of the electricity usage from here. By clicking save and print, user will be given a PDF format file of his electricity usage, and user can save it anywhere in his device and also can print it if he has a Wi-Fi printer connected to his mobile phone. Here we can see the PDF file generated from the application. The format of the PDF file is very clear. The report contains a graph of day-to-day electricity usage, monthly electricity usage, and a detailed bill calculation. At the end of the bill, there are some tips that will help user to eliminate the wasteful usage of electricity. By clicking the share button, user can share the report with anyone directly from the app. The shared report will also be in PDF file format, so anyone can access the file easily. Now the settings. Here user can see his registered meter ID. he can select a different meter or sign it from the application. Select meter. User can add, delete or select meter from the list in the screen. To add a new meter, user have to enter a new meter ID, which will follow the same pattern. SEMS all small with the meter number. If the user entered the wrong number, the application won't let him enter the number. After entering the new meter ID, the new meter ID will pop up in the list. The user can add it or delete it. User can also search for a specific meter ID from the list, which is very convenient if there are too many entries in the list. User can select the meter by checking it and pressing select. By selecting the entries and pressing the delete button, the entries will be removed from the list. If there is only one entry in the list, user cannot delete it. This is the about screen of the application, which will tell the version of the application. User can sign out the application by pressing the sign out button. Now we will log in the application from the ID that we created when we started the demonstration. We will have to enter the correct email and the correct password to log in. The user is logged in successfully.